Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Christine Stanwood. It's been a rainy day in some parts of the valley, but will it stick around? Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn with a look at our forecast. Robert?
Yeah, we'll continue to see some clouds and some rain over parts of the valley as we head through the afternoon hours, but the chances of rain will continue to decrease as we head through the day, and the clouds and rain have held temperatures down. We're in the 40s and 50s at this hour. 41 in Wadena, 45 a common number in Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, Wahpeton, and Valley City. It's 49 right now here in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Winds relatively light, and they'll stay pretty light as we head through the day today. A lot of cloud cover, a little bit thinner off toward the north and the extreme southwest. In between, underneath those thicker clouds, yeah, we've got some rain out there, and we'll continue to see some rain continuing to redevelop and move from west to east across the central portions of the valley and the southern portions of the valley as we head through this afternoon. But again, chances will decrease as we head through the day. Going to show you the first 2 days of that 7-day forecast today. Rain likely, we're seeing it tomorrow. A morning chance for some sprinkles, but then some much better weather by afternoon and temperatures approaching 70 here in Fargo. How's the rest of the week and the weekend look? We'll let you know coming up in just a little bit.
Okay, thanks, Robert. And as a reminder, you can stay up to date on the weather conditions wherever you are, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just go ahead and download the Storm Team Weather app to get the latest weather conditions and even follow Radar Live. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store. New for you at noon, the Circle of Friends Humane Society in Grand Forks is back open today following a parvo scare. The executive director tells us the staff is excited to be back after a sick dog prompted a voluntary quarantine. As a precaution, the shelter had to be closed for about 2 weeks. Parvo, which is a similar virus to the stomach flu in humans, is contagious if animals aren't vaccinated. An investigation is underway after a woman's body was found in a field in western North Dakota. McKenzie County Sheriff's deputies were called to an RV park after the body of a missing middle-aged female was found near Fairview. The agency says no obvious signs of violence were found, but an autopsy is being conducted. With an increase in people and an increase in crime, police departments in the Fargo area are looking for more officers. West Fargo is advertising for more on its Facebook page. Right now they have 50 officers, but Chief Mike Wrighton says it's concerning that sometimes his department can't respond to calls as quickly as he would like.
On some days, we are a little bit short. There are times where calls will wait because of the number of calls that have come into the department.
Fargo currently has 14 vacancies and Moorhead has 3. A dog attack in Minnesota leads to some serious injuries. The 2-year-old victim was rushed to the hospital and underwent surgery. Rochester police tell us the incident happened in this park. We are told the young boy was tossing rocks in the air when a pit bull attacked him. Authorities say the boy suffered severe injuries to his face and neck and that people tried to get the dog off, but it was latched onto the child for 5 minutes. Now, we do not know the boy's condition at this time. The dog is now at an animal shelter under quarantine. A $21 million budget cut proposal is in the works at the University of North Dakota. The state has mandated agencies to trim budgets to help make up a $1 billion state budget shortfall. UND officials released its plan yesterday, which calls for job cuts in some departments, some of which could be done through retirements. Cuts are also planned for some administrative positions and college programs. The sign language and music therapy programs are among those targeted. Athletics has already announced it's cutting the baseball and golf programs. As of now, the cuts are just recommendations. Interim UND President Ed Schaefer has 1 week to make the final decision. Schaefer will listen to comments regarding all this at a public forum from 1 to 3 tomorrow at UND's Memorial Union. Voters are heading to the polls throughout New York State. The candidates have been campaigning hard in the final hours before polls close, including in the Big Apple. Valley News Team's Kelly Meyer joins us from New York City with a look at what we might expect.
In years past, we've had a pretty good idea of who the nominee was going to be by the time we got to the New York primary. This year, it's a whole different story. It's been a battleground on both sides. It was straight to the polls this morning for many New Yorkers, including Hillary Clinton, who is hoping her experience as New York Senator will bring out voters.
New York had my back, and I always tried to have your back.
Brooklyn native Bernie Sanders has been putting up a hard fight and drawing massive crowds across the city.
We have received over 7 million individual campaign contributions.
Donald Trump is also hoping his New York roots will give him a hometown advantage. He's been battling New York values with Ted Cruz, but we'll see if his comments about 9/11 will hurt him here in New York City.
And I watch our police and our firemen down at 7-Eleven, down at the World Trade Center right after it came down.
And at least 2 of the candidates will be here tonight awaiting those results. Reporting from New York City, I'm Kelly Meyer.
And be sure to stick with Valley News Live and valleynewslive.com for updates on this story. Governor Mark Dayton declared this week Water Action Week in Minnesota. Dayton is hoping the week-long effort will raise awareness of what he says are serious challenges to the water quality of lakes, rivers, and drinking water. Dayton and his cabinet will visit schools, water treatment facilities, and farms to talk about water quality.
But in many parts of the state, the quality of our water is deteriorating. And that tells me 2 things. It means, first of all, we're not doing enough to improve water quality, and secondly, we're doing too much to create greater problems.
And beginning this July, Governor Dayton says he will visit all 87 Minnesota counties to talk about water quality. The city of Fargo is reminding people that toilets are not meant to be used as trash cans. It comes after a Fargo lift station pump was found completely covered with debris that was flushed down the toilet. Here's a picture. The city says the pump must be cleaned by hand to prevent pump failure and backups. Employees at the wastewater treatment plant say when inappropriate items are flushed, backups can happen on your own property or within the broader sanitary sewer system and lift stations. Items that should not be flushed include baby wipes and diapers, cleaning sponges, disposable toilet brushes, and aquarium gravel or kitty litter. To see the full list, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. The NFL Network is coming to Fargo for the draft next week to wait with fans who'll be watching to see what happens to former NDSU quarterback Carson Wentz. Herd and Horns Bar near the NDSU campus has announced that the NFL Network will be doing live shots from there during the draft on April 28th. They are hoping to fill the place with green and gold, and they say they will fit as many tables and chairs as a fire marshal will allow. And stick with Valley News Live all next week as sports director Beth Houle will be in Chicago for all of your draft coverage. The new high-tech way